In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to add a button placket to any pattern. It could be a shirt, a skirt, a dress, or a tank top like the ones next to me. Today, I'm going to be demoing on the Versa style tank top, which is in our sewing club. So we are going to add a cute button placket to the front of it. So if you like this tank top and you want the pattern, you can get it on my website or you can get it at a discount through the sewing club. There's links down below for those. I'm going to be adding a button placket right down center front. Now, you could add a button placket to center back. It could be a side seam. It could be randomly somewhere in a pattern as well. So I have my pattern printed out and I have some extra paper because we're going to need to extend center front to make room for a button and buttonholes and a built-in facing. So I've taped some extra paper on, but now we need to know how much do we extend the pattern so we don't lose the fit in the pattern. Now what you need to know is that the buttons go directly on the center front if you're doing center front, or directly on center back, or directly on a side seam. So ideally your buttons are going right here on center front. So the center of the button at center front, so half of the button is on the existing tank top that you have, and then we're basically missing paper over here where the blue is. So we have to add extra for the width of the button, we have to add extra for the edge of the shirt, and for the facing. So now we need to calculate all those things. Now all of these measurements are based on the size of your button. So make sure you find your buttons first before adding this button extension. So when I measure my button, I'm getting a 1/2 inch. So my important number here is a 1/2 inch because that's how big my button is. The first step is taking your button width and divide in 2. Mine was a 1/2 inch, so I'm getting a 1/4 inch. So I'm going to draw a 1/4 inch over from center front. So this is where one edge of my button is going to go. And now we're going to draw a 1/4 inch onto the extension of the paper that I have. There we go. So now you're going to notice that my buttons fit right in here perfectly. I line them up with center, and this is exactly where my button is going to go. So now we don't want the button to be at the very, very edge of the fabric. There's generally an extra 1/4 inch here, no matter what size the button is. So we are going to add a 1/4 inch here. And this is also going to help you when you're adding buttonholes. It's going to make it easier having that extra 1/4 inch there. So now I've got the extra 1/4 inch for the extension. So now we have room for the buttons and the buttonholes. But now what we need is a facing. So a facing is that extra piece of fabric that's underneath. So you can have a separate facing or you can have a built-in facing. Today we're going to create a built-in facing. So that means everything beyond this line here is going to be under the shirt. So our fabric will fold right here at this line. So now you need to know how much do you need to add for your facing. So now we need to measure out our facing, and you're going to measure this distance here from the start of the button to the edge of the extra where the fold is. I'm getting 3/4 of an inch, and this is particular to my button size. So that means I need 3/4 of an inch to fold, and it's going to end up right here. But we need additional because we have to sew down the facing. So if we're sewing it down right here, we're going to want an extra 1/4 inch, and that's if we have a serged edge, maybe a bias bound edge. If you're doing something where you're folding it under a 1/4 and then stitching it down, you're going to want to add an extra 1/2 inch. I'm going to be adding an extra 1/4 today. So my space here is 3/4. I'm going to add a 1/4. So that means my extension for the facing needs to be 1 inch. So now I'm going to draw the extension of my facing out 1 inch. So now this space from here to here is my facing. So to complete our facing at the bottom, as long as your hem is straight, you just draw a straight line out from the hem. Now at the neck or a curved hem, it's going to be different. So because we need the side of the facing to mirror what's going on over here, and you can see we have a curve, we are going to fold at the fold line, and then we will cut away the extra at the neck. So I cut out center front of the hem and I left some extra paper up here. Now we're going to deal with cutting the shape in the neck. So we're going to fold where I wrote fold earlier. And now when we cut the neck, we are going to cut along this area here. And then at center front, it can be a line straight out from the design. And now when we open this up, you can see how we're getting a little bit of a V here, and it's starting to come back up on this side. That's because right here in the design, it starts to come back up to create the curve. So this is correct. It should not be going straight across. It should be coming upwards. So now our pattern piece is complete for our 1/2 inch button extension. Now that we're done with the pattern, I'm going to show you how to sew the button placket and keep it nice and finished looking at the top of the neck and the hem. The first thing we need to do before we start sewing is cut some interfacing because we need to reinforce the area where our buttons and buttonholes are going to be. Now we need to figure out how much interfacing you need. So the width of the interfacing is going to be from this line here outside of the button all the way over to the edge of our placket, our facing here that folds under. So I need 1 3/4 inches of interfacing in width and then whatever length your pattern is. So I'm going to go ahead and cut some interfacing and then we'll fuse it on. I have my VersaStyle tank top cut out, modified with that placket that we added. And now I'm going to be adding the fusible interfacing to the wrong side of the fabric on the right and the left because we need it for the buttonholes and the buttons. I have my interfacing attached to the front, and now we need to draw our fold line on our fabric. So if I measure my pattern, it's 1 inch over from the edge. So I'm going to come over to my fabric and I'm going to draw in 1 inch from the edge. And it's going to be right where this blue line is on my fabric. So where the fold line is, now we can go over to the iron and we can fold it back right at the fold line. So I have the plackets ironed in. I also finished the edge with a serge and I made sure both of my darts were in the fronts as well. Now before I show you how to finish the top and the bottom of the button placket, we need to make sure that we have our garment in like a full circle. So anything that's going to run into this area, so for me, I need to make sure my shoulders and my side seams are sewn together. So I'm gonna go ahead and sew the fronts to the back at the shoulders and the side seams. So now I have the shell of the top sewn together, and it's time to sew the ends of the button placket. And to do this, we need to take it and flip it right sides together. Let me show you. So to do this, we need to take that button extension that we folded to the inside, and we're going to take it and fold it to the right side, and we need to make sure we're folding it right at the fold line. And we're going to pin that down, and then we're going to do the same thing here, pin that down. Now when we sew, we are just going to sew the top and the bottom, whatever the seam allowance is on your pattern. If you're following my pattern, it's 1/4 inch at the neck and 1/2 inch at the bottom. And you're gonna do this to both sides of your shirt. First, I'm sewing the neck, which is 1/4 inch. So I've got that placket flipped back to the right side, and we're just sewing across the top of it, and then stopping when you get to the edge of that facing there. Now I'm going to turn it around and do the same thing at the bottom. I do have a 1/2 inch seam allowance on the bottom of this, so I am going to be sewing at 1/2 inch. And I have it flipped around, but we're just starting at the edge of the facing and then coming all the way down. Back stitching. Now I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Now we're going to clip away the corner. Just make sure you're not cutting through those stitches, otherwise you're going to end up with a hole. If you have any threads, you can also remove those. And we're going to do this to both ends. Now you need to think about how are you going to finish your hems that run into this placket. Are you going to bias face them, serge them, bias bind them, turn them down once and just sew it? You've got options here. So once you figure that out, you need to do that process, and then we're going to finish the placket. Now I'm going to be adding a bias facing to mine. So follow along if you'd like to know how to create that bias facing and then turn down the placket over it. If you are adding a bias facing with me today, you're going to make sure you start your binding on the right side and make sure the binding starts halfway into your placket. So that way we don't end up with any raw edges showing later on. So I'm gonna go add my bias facings around the neck and the hem. And if you need help doing that, if you don't know how, I have a tutorial all about it. I'll put the link down below. So I attached the bias facing on both sides, so it looks like that. You can see it's running right into the placket. Then we take the placket and we flip it so that way it's right side out. Give it a nice push on both ends, and then that's going to flip in. Now, when I flip that back, you can see how nice the bias facing is running into the placket. So now we need to sew down this flap. You could just let it be held down by the buttons and the buttonholes, but I think it looks really nice with a stitch going through it. So I'm going to be adding a stitch just right in the middle of the serge to hold down the placket. Again, I'm just sewing right in the middle of the serge. Back stitch at the top, and now you're going to do the same thing to the other side. So now I have the front plackets completely sewn down, and we're ready for our buttonholes. So I have all of my buttonhole placement drawn out. I am doing vertical buttonholes. You could also do horizontal, totally up to you. And I am going to be creating corded buttonholes today. I just love this method. And if you need extra help with it, make sure you check out my recent video on it. I'm going to demo sewing one corded buttonhole and then I'll add the rest. You are going to be amazed at how easy and awesome this is. So I have my cording under the buttonhole foot. My buttonhole goes backwards first, and I just need to make sure that I keep it straight, following the buttonhole that I drew. Now I'm going to make my bar tack, and I need to put in the other piece of cording. So make sure your needle's down, lift up your foot, and slip in that cording. When your legs line up, add your final bar tack. And that's it. Now we have a corded buttonhole. We just need to chop away the other little strings that are left. So these little tails that are left, we're gonna cut those away. Now I'm gonna do this to all the other buttonholes. So I finished adding all the buttonholes and I added my buttons. And now our tank top is complete with our button placket. And don't forget, you can use this method on anything. It could be a skirt, a top, a jacket, a bathing suit, anything you like. You can add a button placket to it. If you have any questions about this process, leave it down below in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you enjoyed the video today, make sure you like, subscribe, and give it a thumbs up. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for watching today. These tutorials are for you guys, so let me know what else you would like to see. And if you'd like to learn more about sewing, make sure to check out my online and in-person courses here in Chicago, Illinois. There's links down below for everything. And if you want to get a super cool new tank top pattern, it's in our sewing club, or you can buy it a la carte on the website. Check that out as well through the links down below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!